Good afternoon, Mr. Witness. Thank you for comfortably sitting down, Mr. Witness. For continuation of your testimony for this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and Related Matters, I want to remind you that you are still under oath. Before I hand you over to Madam Chair for us to proceed.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Over to you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Camara.
Good afternoon, ma. Thank you.
Council, you may proceed.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. Yes, do you have the memo you were referring to in relation to the rotation?
Yes, I know I have it in my archives. I have been searching with the packages I brought, but
Okay.
I think that will be later. But in the same substituted, I have documentations here that I wanna present to you to portray an earlier element that during my testimony about the lack of a administrative director by virtue of the CEO not doing the needful, because I passed two revenue collectors,
Yes.
and they are in the core revenue, which is trade license. Two, they asked me they wanted to proceed on leave. I said this year, prior to going on your annual leave, you have to present a report documenting and outlining everything that we've collected over the period under consideration. So that didn't go down with the two collectors. They went to the office of the mayor, and then a day later, they were giving their leave letters to proceed, defying my orders. And then again, I wrote to the director of administration, acting director of administration at the time, that I think if we want to reform DCC, we cannot be singing two songs. These are my staff, and I need to okay them to proceed on leave. And I asked them, give me a report of what is done over the year, because that report will do two things. One, will help me to know how to rank them and rotate them. Two, that report will also help us update our trade license register. So I would want to tender it for the commission. I would also want to tender the dump side contract details. The first contract that was given to him back also Kanye.
That is the person you were saying is related to the mayors?
Yes. And again, I also want to tender when I was arrested in my office by 11 police officers, the memo and then the extract, the newspaper cuttings.
Yes.
For and I also like to tender one legal judgment.
Legal?
One legal judgment against Banjul City Council,
Okay.
of 28 staff that were wrongly terminated on the orders of the mayor actually. They sued the decision, and we are still struggling to this day to pay that multi-million. One of them is here. We try to pay him when he hit my desk from Bachini to pay the judgment.
Yes.
I sent it to the finance manager at the time to pay 50% of the legal fees. But
Let me have it. I will seek to admit it separately from this. We apply to tender the following documents. First is a contract agreement between Bios the Council and Bakasukanya for 3 months contract given to Bakasukanya. A memo addressed to the Director of Administration, to the Director of Finance, with the subject staff proceeding to leave without approval. The application for annual leave, 2 documents. A memo addressed to the CEO from the Director of Finance, the topic under police arrest, resisting CEO's directives to hand over revenue and books of council to him. A document with the heading Police Intervene in BCC's CEO and Finance Director, TOSO, January 12, 2024. Evidence and Magna Exhibits.
A memo dated the 10th of January 2024, it is addressed to the CEO from the Director of Finance and the PS Ministry of Lands is copied, the Chairman, Local Government Service Commission, Lord Mayor, Chairman, Finance Committee, Chairman, Establishment Committee, all councillors, Director of Internal Audit, Acting Director of Administration, Trade Licenses Manager, Advisor to Council, and a file copy is maintained. A front page copy of the Fourier newspaper dated the 17th of January 2024. Police intervene in BCC CEO and Finance Director Tosul January 12, 2024. A memo dated the 22nd of December 2023. It is from the Acting Director of Administration from the Director of Finance, and it has the caption, staff proceeding to leave without approval. A letter dated the 12th of December 2023, addressed to the CEO through the Director of Finance, and it has the subject application for annual leave. It is signed by Saki John, Revenue Collector, License Unit. The letter dated the 12th of December 2023. It is addressed to the CEO through the Director of Finance, and the subject is application for annual leave. It is signed by Jenny Katu Jalo, Revenue Collector License Unit. And the final document is dated the 6th of Can you give this to the witness to confirm whether this is the 6th of November 2023 or 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the date?
Is the 6th of November, 2023. 2020, 2020 should be 2024.
Sorry,
No,
I didn't get that.
No,
Repeat it.
it's 6th of November, 2023.
This is the final document that is dated the 6th of November 2023. It's a contract agreement between Banjul City Council, that is the Chief Executive Officer, and Bakau Sukanya. The subject is a 3-month contract to Bakau Sukanya. These documents are admitted in a bundle together as exhibit, and they are marked as LGC/BCC/MC in brackets 1/010.
As the commission places.
That's council.
Yes.
I still have 4 submissions to make if it's possible. Yes, I'm submitting a memo that was written to me by the acting director of administration of deploying university interns to my unit. And when I received the intern, I posted her to the market because she majored in economics. And we had some mapping that we were doing in the market. And I thought best that she will best fit to go and help us at the market. Because I needed in core finance the number crunching graduates. And then that was not done. When she came, I posted her to the market. 2 days later, I found her at the internal audit department. And then I confronted the director. I said, this staff was given to me, and I arranged for her to be taken to the market to work with Mustafa John. I found her here. And then the director told me, no, I think I can work with her. I said, fair enough. So, but what it does is, a stranger is coming. We looked at her credentials. We needed staff in our capacity ranks. But what's this study? It's specified at the market. The next minute, another unit, she has to rebel, and she'll be brought a new person. She'll be brought to another directorate next door to my office. And throughout the tenure that the lady has been in BCC, she doesn't call my name. I did my investigation. I found out that she is a neighbor to the mayor in Poto, and her name is Miss Fatma Njai.
Miss Fatima Njai.
Yes. I would also like to make a submission. This was 29th September 2023. I wrote back to the CEO. The caption was revival of collection of rental operational license.
Revival of
Rental, yes. So I knew it's going to fall on deaf ears, but I needed to remind him that this is office work and not politics. And I also have a letter of the general transfers after the police arrest and ensuing communication. There was general transfer that affected 3 CEOs and 3 director of finances. So like that. And a fourth one, I don't know whether it's been covered by.
What is it about?
This is about a contract that was awarded by BCC, the Austin project, and then the mayors with Bachili did everything to Almere to break this contract and award it to Keba and Sons. We stood tall that this is late in the day, this contract is signed, and the lady also get good lawyers, and they were able to write to Banjul City Council, telling them the penalties that awaits the institution if they work back on this $11 million contract that it was won by Fatima Savary Trading.
Yes.
Everything was done to put soil on this. And for some of us, we are blamed that we are double sworn and all that, but we thought it was not right. The contract was awarded to the best ranked
Best bidder.
best bidder.
Okay.
So for the record,
We will hold on to, yes, just bring it. We will have it updated first. We apply to tender a memo addressed to the Director of Finance from the Director of Admin regarding the deployment of UTJ student as intern. The second is a revival of the collection of rental or the operational license. And the third is general transfers.
A memo dated the 1st of November 2023. It is from the Acting Director of Admin to the Director of Finance, and the subject is deployment of UTG student as intern. And it is copied to the Lord Mayor, Chief Executive Officer, Director of Internal Audit, Chairman Establishment Committee. A memo dated the 29th of September 2023. It is addressed to the CEO from the Director of Finance. It has the subject revival of the collection of rental operational licenses. It is copied to the Mayor, Chairman Finance Committee, Director of Audit, Acting Trade License Manager, and a file copy is maintained. And the final document is a letter dated the 31st of January 2024. It has reference LM35/131/01, TEMP in brackets 45, and it has the subject general transfer. It is signed by Government's D for Chairman Local Government Service Commission. And the addresses are Modu Jonga, CDK, Ture, Mustafa Bacheli, Elijah Jeng, Momodou Camara, and Sirif Njaya. And these are copied to all the CEOs and the PS Ministry of Lands and the chairman of the councils. These three documents are admitted together as exhibit in evidence, and they are marked as LDC/VCC/MC in brackets 1/011.
As the Commission places. So this is in relation to the procuring of dustbins, 5,700 dustbins.
yes,
Was this before Keba and Sons was given the contract for 3,000 dustbins or after? After.
yes,
So there was a first contract given to Keba and Sons
yes,
for 3,000 dustbins.
yes.
You were there?
No, I wasn't there.
You were not there.
No.
But you've learned of that one.
Yes, I did.
And the amount is about $13,800,000.
Yes.
And so this is for $5,700
Yes.
for $11 million.
Yes.
So what is the issue with that? The bidding was done
Yeah, the contract was awarded
to
uh, to the winner, that Fatima Trade.
Fatima and Trading.
Yeah, Fatima and Trade.
So when it was awarded to Fatima Trading, then why did they want to change it and give it to Keba and Sons?
Yeah, because Fatima gave us a day, gave a date of delivery.
Yes.
And then when the date emerged, management confronted her, but called her that the day is up. Where are the bins? The lady said they are on the high seas of Dakar.
Yes.
Then she asked for an extension of a week. Then later another week. So after those two extensions, they wanted to renege on the contract and then give it to Keba and Sons. But again, and the lady was written to that they're gonna walk away from the contract. And she also went round, get the lawyers, her lawyers, to write to BCC, telling them it's here. And they supplied the bill of lading, supplied the ship number, supplied everything, the tracking and everything. I think when they found out that this was going to put us in a lot of trouble, they let go. But
why did they want to give it to Keba and Sons?
I don't know.
Now, of course, you know. You are very much it is into you have notice of the relationship that the Keba has, the drama has
Yes.
with the marriage. He testified.
Yes.
He said they used to live together for so many years. Did you hear this before?
Yeah. For me, if they wanna give it to Keba and Sons, maybe that's the way they operate. Mayor Bacheli, if they are comfortable with you, they work with you. If
But
they
Keba and Sons have been given awarded so many contracts.
yes, maybe they are comfortable with Keba and Sons.
We have the a letter from Banjul City Council addressed to the management Fatima Sabali Trading to be admitted into evidence and marked as exhibit together with the solicitor's letter from either D. Drame and Associates Law Firm addressed to the Chief Executive Officer, Banjul City Council, Independence Drive, Banjul, and it reads termination of contract agreement with Banjul City Council for the supply of 5,700 waste bins. To be admitted into evidence and marked as exhibit. So,
A letter dated the 22nd of March 2021 It is addressed to the management, Fatima Sabali Trading. It has the subject status on our contract to supply 5,700 bins to Banjul City Council. It is signed by Mustafa Bacheli, CEO, Banjul City Council. It is copied to the mayor, Director of Finance, Coordinator EU Banjul Project, lawyer, BCC lawyer, Fatima Sabali Trading, and a file copy is maintained. A letter dated the 1st of December 2020, it emanated from either D. Drame and Associates. It has reference 10 in bracket C slash in brackets 49 slash FST slash 1 slash MN, and it is addressed to the Chief Executive Officer, Banjul City Council. It has the caption termination of contract agreement with Banjul City Council for the supply of 5,700 waste bins. The letter is copied to, the letter is signed by either D. Drame and Associates. It is copied to the client, Gambia Public Procurement Authority, the Mayor of Banjul City Council, the Chairperson, Complaints Review Board, Director of Finance, Banjul City Council, Arab Gambia Islamic Bank, European Union Project Coordinator, National Assembly Select Committee of Local Government. These two documents are admitted in evidence as an exhibit and they are marked as LBC/BCC/MC in brackets 1/012.
As the Commissioner process. Now, Mr. Camara,
Yes.
regarding the issue of loans, was there a loan policy in council?
No, there is no loan policy in council.
Did you develop at any point a loan policy?
Yes, when I came, immediately, even before I think it was my fourth assignment that I wrote to the CEO. This was 26th of October 2020, and the subject was loan committee, which I would like to tender That was signed by the
Basiru Ndaw,
yes, chairman of the finance committee.
Chairman Finance Committee. But who prepared this?
I prepared it.
And a proposed staff loan application form.
Yes.
To be admitted and marked as necessary. So the CEO never got back to you on this?
No, she never got back. But again, moving forward, I made sure the template was rolled out.
Yes, the form was rolled out.
Rolled out, yes.
But the policy was never discussed.
No.
There was no committee.
But I've taken it to the level of the finance committee.
That's what I'm saying. But then there was no loans committee constituted at some point. There was no loans committee.
No.
So the CEO continued to have exclusive rights or decision making regarding who is to be granted a loan.
A memo dated 26th of October 2020 addressed to the CEO from the Director of Finance, and it has subject loan committee. The Banjul City Council BCC loan policy. It is signed by the Chairman Finance Committee, Mr. Basir Ndaw. And the Banjul City Council BCC staff loan application form. These documents are admitted in evidence together as exhibit, and they are marked as LBC/BCC/MC in brackets 1/013.
Now, you had no. Now, yes, you had no committee as you proposed. You had no committee as you have proposed regarding the loan scheme or policy that you were trying to implement.
Yes.
Now, what was the procedure in applying for and granting of loan applications?
Yes. What we did, and I am in the lead in this, because when I came, I had 3 maiden meetings with my staff, and I also sat with every unit and department in finance, and by extension or other staff. And the mantra I sold to them was, look, this revenue needed to come to council. If we all work hard, and we all work hand in gloves.
Yes.
And make the money, we can all benefit from loans to buy plots, to buy cars, and pursue other dreams, like all respectable institutions in the Gambia does. But you look at the situation of BCC staff, and where I found them. Only few people, managers were accessible to loans. And again, looking at
what was the procedure?
There was no procedure. There was no
application sent to.
I think they're right. I was not there. But what I did
when you were finance director, was there any loan issued to any individual?
Yeah, we have almost all staff were.
Yeah, but who do they write?
Yeah, everybody who has who needs a loan comes to me or goes to the CEO.
So if they come to you,
yes, or go to the CEO.
so if they come to you, what do you do?
If they come to me, I looked at two things. Number one, are you coming to work? Because we have so many people on our payroll.
Yes.
They don't come to work.
Okay.
And again, looking at also which unit or department that you are in, and the need that you've expressed, that's what you need for the loan. Because
Yes.
if somebody turns up and say, I need a medical loan,
Yes.
and turn up with some medical papers,
Yes.
you can only approve or help the individual to get the loan. If somebody also turns up and said that it's July, my mom's house is leaking, again, you also have to do something about it. So there is no hard and fast rule as to who gets it or who does not get it. But
So your letter reads it in a dash to boost up our operational and financial instruments. I hereby suggest in my capacity the forming of a loans committee of a 4-member team maximum. Please find attached a loan form that I develop on consultancies for other organizations that I think fits businesses needs. I seek your approval to proceed with your blessings. So your policy you have you prepared and signed by the finance committee chairman is suggesting there has to be an interest like interest charges.
yes,
5% on standard terms, repayment period, repayment method, repayment due date, the guarantors,
yes,
limitation of borrowings, and eligibility, and the approval procedure.
yes,
In the approval, you said all loans must be subject to endorsement of the respective department and unit heads and subject to the approval of the CEO and Director of Finance. And there's a limitation that the staff cannot borrow more than they can repay to the date of their retirement. The eligibility, in certain circumstances, the company provides financial loans to its employees. The amount and conditions under which loans are provided must be varied from time to time, added to, or even withdrawn. The policy applies to all staff, and staff denotes anyone who thinks this works for BCC and earns an income from the council. But again, it was never implemented.
yes. But what we've done is, notwithstanding, when I didn't get the response, I took it up upon myself to make it a general council presentation. Because I found loans were given at nil value. I said, no, money, if you part with money, it needs to recoup something for the institution.
Yes.
So I recommended 5% interest on staff loans. We got the approval of general council. If I cite the minutes, I will present it to you, the resolution slamming 5% interest on all loans.
Right.
Yes.
Now, do you have the list of the people that were issued with loan? Do you have a record for this, and how do you record it?
Yes.
As that of finance?
Yeah. What happened is, I think 2021 and 2022
Yes.
must be with the investigators. I have
Yeah.
2019 and 2020. I've developed a booklet
2019 and
2019 and 2020. Yes, that is
for the list of the individuals that were issued.
But I remember when the commission called me that I did it year by year.
Yes.
So I think if I list with Noah, I should be able to.
You can note that down When you come back tomorrow, the best you will be here tomorrow in the morning, so that you can just produce the list. Okay. Yes. Now, do they have guarantors, whether requirements for these applicants in relation to what they have to meet?
Yeah, the guarantors are fellow staff.
Like, is there any requirement as to who should be the staff, the level, anyone can just send for anyone?
No, yeah, we just need 2 staff to guarantee.
Even if their salary is way less than the applicant's salary?
Yeah,
when they have loans they have contracted with the area council, the city council?
Yeah, we didn't factor that. All the form factors is you have to get 2 guarantors.
Have they been paying?
Pardon?
Have they been
Yes.
been deducted
from source? Yes.
Effective?
Yes.
Okay. We will wait for that. So the transport allowance?
Yeah, with the transport allowance.
How much was the transport allowance for the mayors? Do you know?
I wouldn't know it offhand.
Yes.
But the payroll
With state.
Yes, the everything.
Was that strictly observed in relation to what was approved, or was the mayors given extra allocation for transport or fuel?
Yeah, when the mayor came to office, I was not there, and when I came in, I thought that everything is in order, because I believe we have an internal audit department in there, and they've been doing a very good job. The internal audit that I found there, of recent things have changed, but the internal auditor that I found there will eat and drink with you. At the end of the day, will raise a memo against you. And then we had the internal memory that management was able to always fall back on. Like me, I've never worked in area councils. So the internal audit department and the internal auditor per se was my guiding star. Whatever I have on my table, I will consult them. And I told them, I will never okay a document here that have not been seen by internal audit, because that's corporate governance. The internal audit are team players that will help us tidy our work for the external auditors.
Do you have fuel register?
Fuel register? No, but we have the request, weekly request that we raise to.
Raised who? Who was in charge of fuel allocation?
Virtually should be procurement.
Should be procurement.
Yes, should be procurement. And the experience is when our accounts are good, in credit, we get the coupons. But once the accounts go into negative and we are not able to afford the coupons, then we go pay as you go. Every Friday we do the request and get our fuel request paid in cash.
How much do you get?
3,000
every
week.
Every week.
And the mayor gets 15,000 every week.
So we will get there.
Yes.
You get 3,000 every week as that of finance.
Yes.
Until you left the business.
Yes, exactly.
The CEO?
CEO, I think, is on 4,000.
4,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's 16 in a month.
Yes.
And you are 12.
Yes.
And the mayors?
15 per week.
15. That's $60,000 in the month.
Yes.
Who was approved? Who approved this?
The CEO is the accounting officer. He should be able to.
What process? Were you there in the council when the allocations for the mayors was 15,000?
No, I inherited.
But do you know the legality of this process?
It's food for thought. But the CEO, like if I were the CEO, I would have stood my ground and said.
But as finance director, you still have some powers.
No, I don't have powers.
I don't have powers
working in BCC.
Going by the book, you have powers.
But I am taken to police because I tried to defend what was right. And again, I defend what was right. I was explained from projects. I defend what is right. My staff are laughing at me that you cannot, your words will not hold.
Then continue doing that.
Yes.
Because one day you will not be there.
Yes.
And you will only live by your legacy.
Yeah, that's why I stand here and I'm able to give you documentations that as long as I prevail here, I do my job.
Absolutely.
And,
we commend you for that.
Yes.
Again, you continue to pay $15,000 as finance director.
Yes, I'm not the approving authority.
No, I know that. I know that. But you must have been making payments as per the budget.
Yes.
Was that budgeted for?
Yes, it was budgeted for, yes.
$15 a week.
Yeah.
Have that budget?
No, the budget does not come now 15,000 a week. The budget will do fuel and lubricants a lump sum. And out of that lump sum figure, then you will expense it.
There should be official approval for in whatever form regarding who should have what. It's
budgeted for. And once it's budgeted for, the breakdown is budgeted for. And once the budget is done and dusted, it finds its way to General Council, gets its blessing.
My point is that the mayors will earn $15,000 a week. Is that in the budget?
Yes, it's there. Yes, it's in the budget.
Specifically the amount.
Yes.
You have seen that?
Yeah, of course.
The budget?
Yeah, I didn't think 2020. I got the approved budget for 2021 and the approved budget for 2020.
Can we see that? 2021, 2022?
Yes, 2022. I was able to maybe download it from my laptop, but I have those two there.
We applied to tender the approved budget estimate for 2021 and 2023 into evidence as an exhibit.
2020 pending.
Mr. Camara, I'm just asking because $60,000 in a month for fuel for the mayor seems to be too much.
Yes, I concur.
Yeah, it seems to be really an exorbitant amount of money.
How much?
Please come again.
You said how much amount?
I said it seems to be exorbitant. It seems to be a lot.
How much is a lot?
$60,000. 60,000.
60 is more than that.
Okay. You said 15 in a week.
Yes, it should be 65,000 a month.
How is it 65,000?
15 by 52 divided by 12.
Okay.
Because some months are 5 weeks, some months are 4 weeks.
Yes.
The Banjul City Council budget estimates of recurrent revenue and expenditure for the year 2021 and the budget estimates for recurrent revenue and expenditure, development expenditure for 2023. These budgets are admitted together as exhibit in evidence and they are marked as LGC/BCC/MC in brackets 1/014.
As a commission president, would you be able to guide us through the budget for 2021 regarding the allocation for?
I'll be happy to do that. Yes, this is the budget estimates for the Banjul City Council for the year 2021, January 1st to 31st December 2021. And our projected total revenue that we penciled to achieve was 107 million. And 40% will go to recurrent expenditure, which is 42 million, and for development, 64 million. Going to the expenditure. If you go to the subtotals of the total expenditure, we budget to spend 12 million. We budget to spend 12.5 million on administration, community expenses, 1.3 million, maintenance and repairs, 1.2 million. That gives us 15.1 million on admin expenses. And if you go and look at the breakdown of the admin expenses, you have insurance, 95,000, printing and stationaries, 400,000, telecommunication, 275,000, utilities for council's premises, 425,000, conferences, local and overseas travel, 600,000, entertainment and office provision, 270,000, subscription to international organizations like UCLG, 250,000, training staff capacity building, 500,000, legal cost, 300,000, publication and adverts, 300,000, consultancy fees, 500,000, audit fees, 300,000, uniform for staff, 100,000, commission on services, 300,000, stamp duty charges, 5,000, office cleaning materials, 90,000, subscriptions to Galga, 245,000, contingency for valuation studies, report and implementation, 500,000, risk allowance, medical insurance expenses for frontline workers, 250,000, lubricants, 300,000, staff incentive, overtime pay, staff workshop, and track studies, 250,000, control account implementation and staff loan investment, 1.5 million, pensions and gratuities, 4 million, finance cost, 600,000, council's liabilities payable, net, injury compensation fund, 100,000. It's not factored on the admin expenditure. So we're going to look at it at the development expenditure. Under the development expenditure, we have maintenance and extension of existing tables and structures. We have 1 million. Then 800,000 is rehabilitation of drainage system at Albert Market. Then 350,000 construction of Center for Excellence for the youth of Banjul, construction of stores and rehabilitation of toilet at Banjul Ice Plant, 1.5 million, procurement of utility vehicles, 12,400,000, electricity and water bills, 1 million, equipment, furniture and software, 6.5 million, perimeter fence rehabilitation of building including toilets, Lasawa Market, 300,000, renovation of Gaba Jahumpa, 500,000 million, PSUP contribution as counterpart contributions, 2.5 million, Banjul Street Lighting Project, upgrade, 17 million, educational scholarship, 2 million, ward development building facility and extension, 4 million, rehabilitation of public toilets, 150,000, provision of ward centers and offices, 400,000. Construction of kiosks and bakeries, 1 million. Waste management and disposal, etc., 540,000. Banjul Youth Sports Development, 1 million. Fuel, 6 million.
Fuel, 6 million
Yes.
for 2022.
2021.
2021.
Yes, 2021, yes.
But that's all you have. It did not tell you which department should be
No.
given what.
Maybe that those details will be found at the drawing board stage. But the lump sums is what fine. It's
at the preparatory stage.
Yes, at the preparatory stage.
So, but we don't have. So now, if you are to pay 10,000 to every week to the mayors, what would be the backing to that? What would you rely on? Let's say as finance director and you, there's a request for fuel of $10,000. What would you look into to see whether the request is legitimate?
Yeah, once you've gotten budget approval, once you've gotten budget approval from the finance committee, general council, our line ministry, you start implementing the budget. So on a weekly basis, if the requests come from the procurement officer, list the names and put how much they are entitled to be paid.
$6 million. You have the exact figure of each department, because the budget probably would have departmental expenditure or expenses, right?
Yes.
And so, for instance, the finance director, would you have the figure, the amount that you would be spending on fuel in the previous year?
Yeah, as I said, the budget takes a very long period and it engages a lot of stakeholders.
Right.
What I do when September dawns on the 1st of September, I always do a memo, circulate it to all.
What I mean, do you have the expenses for 2021?
The expenses for 2021
in relation to fuel?
Yeah, should be in the financial statement.
Yes, in the financial statement.
Yes,
for 2021.
procurement of fuel for dump site management operations. That's 4,228,600.
Which year was this?
This was 2021.
Good. So you spent 4 million?
4,228,600.
That's for the dump site alone.
Yes.
And go ahead, the other departments or units. Mayor's office.
Yeah, in the subheadings that I have.
Yes.
I have for the financial statement. I haven't seen well as standalone here.
Because if you have 4 million, that's only for the dump site.
Yes, that's the wording. Yes, that's the wording attached to it. Yes.
So for the dump site, you will now have the expenses, fuel expenses for the finance department, for CEO's office, maybe administration, the various departments. Because there are so many vehicles. Is that not the case?
Yes, as per my records, that's the figure that I.
You have the financial statement for 2023?
No, I have the financial statement while I was there for 2021 and 2022.
So will we have the financial statement for the budget estimate for 2023? For 2020?
Yes, the budget estimate for 2023 is there.
So it should have the financial statement for 2022. Do you have the one for 2022?
Yes, I have the financial statement for 2021 and
You don't
2020.
have the one for 2023.
No.
So now, if you have $6 million, so how much does the mayor consume alone
Uh,
in
Fuel.
in 1 year on fuel?
Yeah, it's 65,000. 60 plus. This is 15,000 a week times 52. Yeah, 780,000.
Okay, 780 there, but between 720 to $780,000. To be fair, it should be between 720 to $780,000.
No, it wouldn't be 720.
Okay, it will be 780.
780 and above, maybe between 780 and 850,000.
Okay,
Because sometimes she will embark on treks.
if you subtract that from 4,228,600.
Yes. You are.
Sorry, if you subtract that from $6 million,
Yes.
from 6 million.
Five point two million.
So 5.2 million, we already know the dump site would consume between $4 to $5 million.
That's true.
Already.
Yes.
So you have two units
Yes.
that have already exhausted the budget allocation for
the fuel. Yes.
How about the other departments, the finance department, the other department?
Yeah, the finance department. We don't use fuel. All who uses the fuel is the director. The allocation for the director.
So I'm saying
Yes.
my point is, if you have that amount for one individual,
Yes.
the CEO has to benefit from the fuel.
Yes.
The finance director will have to.
That's true.
Administration
That's true.
will have all the senior heads as well, and that's different from you trying to fill your the other, how do I call it, the non-council staffs, sorry, the vehicles that you have these records.
Yes.
that have been um, benefiting from this fuel allocation.
Yes.
So it means you are spending far more than what you have budgeted when it comes to fuel.
Yes. It's but again, every year when you are budgeting, you always look at the realities of yesteryear.
Yes.
And then adjust accordingly. Because
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying even with the adjustment, yes. I'm saying that going by your evidence and what we see on the record that
yes,
that council would always pay more than what is budgeted for.
Yeah, I'll stand by it.
Yeah, that's stop. The facts are very clear.
Yes, stop by it. Can I tender this statement?
When you come back, you will help us with respect to the legality of the fuel allocations in relation to the amount that is given every week.
Yeah.
The individuals.
Okay.
Mr. Camara.
Yes, ma'am.
Highlight for me from the 2021 budget. What was the estimated revenue and the estimated expenditure?
For 2021.
Yes, for 2021.
2021, we made a revenue of we made a revenue of 89 million and 76,346.96 dollars. 89 million.
That is revenue.
Yes, that's 2021.
2021.
Yes, and 2020 it was 65 million.
2020 it was 65 million.
Yes.
Yes. What is interesting is that let's go to the expenditure. The expenditure you had, how much did you have for 2021?
The expenditure for 2021. The total expenditure for for 2021 will be
just want you to quote from the
Yes, I have the surplus. So I'm going to take the surplus from there.
Please give me
Okay.
total.
Okay. The total expenditure
Yes.
for 2021 for salaries.
No. Give me everything. Don't itemize it for me. Give me total expenditure for all the expenditure lines of expenditure items.
Line by line.
No. Don't give me line by line. Give me total.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to deduce from the figures. Because the figures here,
They are not added up to give you a total.
no, they are giving by salaries, then admin, social expenditure.
Yes, I understand that.
Yes.
It will definitely give you emolument, admin expenses, cleansing service, etc., etc. But then at the end of the day, it will give you total expenditure as it has given you total revenue.
Yes.
Yes, what is total expenditure?
Yeah, because with the template before me,
Yes,
what it has given is it has given you total expenditure
yes,
stroke income.
yes.
So the expenditure have been knocked off
Yeah.
from the income.
If-
Okay, so you have a surplus of 4,160,396.97. So to arrive at the total expenditure will be 89,076,346.96 minus 4,160,396.97. 84,915,949.99.
Now,
Yes.
my question is the reason why I'm asking you,
Yes.
if you look at your income in 2020, your revenue,
Yes.
65 million
Yes.
plus, right?
Yes.
And your expenditure is 61 million
Yes.
plus.
Yes.
And in 2021,
Mhm.
you said your revenue was 89 million.
Yes.
And your expenditure is 80 how much million?
Yes. It's 84 million. Yes.
Do you agree
Mhm.
that all these figures are cooked up figures? They are not realistic figures. They are all cooked up figures.
So I don't know what you refer.
Well, let me put it this way.
Yes.
These figures that have been given
Yes.
are not realistic figures. Going by
Yes.
your profession,
Yes.
proper accounting procedures
Yes.
of what really revenue you collected
Yes.
and what really you expended,
Yes.
that it is not correct. Am I correct?
For me, I will not toe that line because these figures are not coming from space. These figures are generated from day to day, month by month, realities of our operations. Because if
Now, okay, let me ask you this question. Were you able to look at the audit for the year ending 31st December 2019 and 2020?
for the year ended,
2019 and 2020.
yes, 2019 and 2020, yes, I did.
And did you read the report, the audit report?
Yes, I did.
And what would you tell us as to the reason why there was a disclaimer? If these figures are correct.
Yes. Yeah, because you see with the audit report,
Qualified.
yes, because no, it was a disclaimer for 2019 and 2020. It was a disclaimer. Yeah, for the external audit is very clear with them. The reasons why it was a disclaimer, it was given that there were unprecedented GTRs, 4 unprecedented GTRs, and the other reasons are there. Yes.
You know, the reason why I said so,
Yes.
because there were never reconciliations.
Yes.
Because you yourself, in your statement, we will come to that.
Yes.
You lamented the fact that you needed to do reconciliation.
Yes.
So where you did not have proper reconciliation, you cannot, for reasons of certainty, say that these figures were correct. Because you did not do reconciliation, and there was no way, you understand, you could have gotten the right figures to give the correct figures as as presented from your budget estimates and from your expenditures.
What the situation is, when auditors come, they do.
Am I correct? Yes.
No. Madam Chair, I will not wrong your assessment, your opinion. I respect where you sit, and you also.
You from what you have in your statement, because you
Yes,
said
yes,
you
yes,
had to make a request for somebody to assist you
yes,
who was working with you in another institution
yes,
to help you do the reconciliation
exactly.
because that was a big problem.
Yes, if you look at what I've inherited, it was always a problem. But again, you cannot nail the cow on the pretext that it doesn't have an ear, only an ear. The work in finance is bigger than only reconciliation. And again, when these auditors come and they spend 3-4 months with us, if there were no records or if there is no work to do, like I came in here, if at all my testimony was 30 minutes, I'm gone. But again, there was work to do. That's why auditors spend 3 to 4 months with us looking at daily documentation of what we have done, how it should have been done. And again,
Further ask you, why was it difficult to have a proper analysis of your records, of financial records?
yeah, but I said it, I'm going to say it again. If you run a multi-million institute, and you don't have capacity, there is nobody that is qualified to help you do the job that's supposed to be done. And again, this
Now let
yes,
let me also remind you of what you have told this commission.
yes,
You said when you did an assessment, you were able to move the revenue from a particular amount,
yes,
was 90 million,
yes,
because you did an assessment
yes.
and you were able to realize that revenue. So is that not an indication that the revenues that were being estimated were not a true reflection of what is on the ground in terms of collectible revenue?
Very good. If at all that was the situation, the auditor would have explicitly said that the revenue figures are inflated and does not exist.
But we're supposed to provide data that will allow you
Yes,
or the auditor
yes.
to come to a realistic projection.
No, we did what we did was the figures we give.
to provide the data.
Of course, yes, yes.
Council.
Thank you very much. Yes. So now the the budget for 2023 will have the expenditure for 2022. Were you preparing your financial statements every year?
Yes.
We have all your financial statements for all the years you've worked in country.
Yes. I have 2021 and 2020. Yeah.
And then the others?
I was not on seat then.
Okay.
Yeah. 2021, 2020.
Were you performing your monthly reconciliations, bank reconciliations?
No,
Why?
because we have capacity issues.
What do you mean by that, Mr. Camara?
Yes.
Well, what do you mean by capacity issues?
Yeah, because I took over 10 years of accounts that were not reconciled. And to start, I needed the team to do the needful with other audit queries that we inherited.
Yes.
And if you look at it, we've worked hard on audit queries that we inherited, and we solved some, and some are work in progress.
And then the importance of having a monthly reconciliation, bank reconciliation.
Yes. I'm not getting that.
I said, what is the importance of having a monthly bank reconciliation?
Yeah, the monthly bank reconciliations help you to tick and then report as to what payments have come and the checks that you have issued out that they've been cashed
Yes.
Yes, on unpresented checks, you'll be able to know what are the unpresented checks, and you know the checks that have not landed on your account, and then the income that came also will be able to analyze it and do the needful.
Together with analyzing your expenditure statements and your cash flow
Yes,
together with the accounts.
exactly.
If you don't do that, can you have a very accurate financial statement for the year?
Yeah, if you don't do that, if some of the figures, especially expenditures,
Yes.
especially expenditures, will not be accurate.
Yes.
Yeah, because you might lose something or something. But again, having the bank statement, the monthly bank statements, you'll be able to use, for instance, the revenue side. Student is not a problem because in all the revenue centers, there are managers that are giving weekly data as to how much is in, and you see the bank alerts and all that.
But you don't have the finance and audit act requires that there must be one account for all revenue of council. Is that not the case? Is that not the requirement of the Finance and Audit Act?
Yes,
That you have one bank account for all monies that are coming in by way of revenue has to be logged into an account
yes.
so that they can easily be traced and accounted for.
That that we have done. That's the I do so. At basic, we have a development account, we have a recurrent expenditure account, and we have a revenue account. But that is the ideal circumstance whereby you said all revenue should hit this account because the revenues of councils are not predictable.
What does that mean?
They are not predictable in the sense that you you might not be able to make the forecast that in January I should be able to make 11 million from markets and rates.
You know, in January you have income coming in by way of revenue.
Yes. So the revenue is such that we give options. We give options to the people, the vendors paying that accessibility. If you are accessible to Trust Bank, you pay to our Trust Bank account. If you are access,
But that will be contrary to what the law says.
that's true.
That will be very, very contrary to what the law says, and it will make it difficult to trace. You will see an amount in the bank account, but you may not be able to trace back that is a revenue coming from either license or here and there. That may not be the case.
Yes.
If you don't have a normal robot system,
Yeah, what all revenues, if we are able to analyze them, like we've got the capacity to analyze them, it's only going to be 2 or 3 accounts. So nothing can, if you have two savvy accounts assistants that are at a desk, this should be easy because it's easy with the banks, it should be easy with us.
it's not easy. If you have a revenue account, one account for money flowing in,
Mhm.
you know this account is strictly for money paid into council, whether it's grant, whether it's these are charges or license or taxes, donations, and so on and so forth. Then it will be easy to monitor.
Yes, I buy your point, and
With the same
I buy your
3, 4 accounts,
Yeah.
but payments are coming in and out. And you may designate one as a revenue account, but apparently it is not strictly a revenue.
I buy your observation. But again, if you look at it, I think that's
Observation it's a requirement. But
yes. But what we are doing is like I think the market we designate a bank. All the revenue from the market is going to one account, and all license revenue is going to one account,
yes,
and rates and partial cost recovery is also going to one account.
we apply to the financial information for 2022 and 2021 into evidence as an exhibit.
The financial information for the year 2021 and the financial information for 2022. These two documents are admitted together as exhibit in evidence and they are marked as LGC slash BCC slash MC in brackets 1/015. Let me just quickly ask this question. Mr. Camara, I seem to have a little bit of a challenge in terms of maybe it's not conflict, maybe it's my not I may not have understood what you said in your statement. You said the collection of revenue, I think, was outsourced to a company called SAPS, right?
Yes.
And the company was paid 2.2 million.
Yes.
2,250,000 to collect revenue. And they were able to collect 1 million, over a million.
No, 11.
Yes, but if you look at your statement, that is why I'm asking you.
No, 11 million.
Your statement, let me read for you. It says on the issue of SAPS, BCC signed 1-year contract with SAPS 2020-2021 at the sum of 2,250,000 to collect revenue for council. SAPS company successfully collected over $1 million for council in 2020 and phased out at the end of the year 2020. And then you went, the second paragraph is where you stated that they collected 11 million. They collected, 25 million, up and above the 11 million that was collected before. Is that correct?
I just want to get hold.
Is your statement? Your statement is not your statement is not numbered, but I can count the pages. The 10th page. So I wanted you to clarify so that I may understand what you mean here. Please hand this over to him. We have a statement. Give it to him. Page 11. The first paragraph I read to you. The second paragraph is where you stated that they were able to collect 25 million. And after that, your revenue collection went down to 7 million after the contract was terminated. The first paragraph?
Yeah.
Yes.
On the issue of SAPS.
Yes.
BCC signed 1-year contract with SAPRE 2021-2022 at the sum of 2,250,000 to collect revenue for council. SAPS successfully collected over 11 million. I think that over 11 million.
I have in my document over a million.
Over a million, yes. That's what it's like. But
what do you have? Can we have that correct, please?
Yes.
Is it over a million or what?
Over 11 million.
But what we have in your document here is over a million.
No, that's all. That's all.
Is that what you have in your own statement?
Yes, that's what I have. Over a million, but that's all. Wait. The spreadsheet is there.
Okay.
The report.
Yes.
Yeah.
we apply to tender the SABR Financial Audit Consultancy Services to evidence and exhibit.
The SARS Financial and Audit Consultancy Services addressed to the CEO. It is the attention of the Director of Finance was made, and it has the subject submission of SARS consultancy report. And this is covering the period 1st of March 2021 to 31st of December 2021 on BCC trade license arrears recovery. It is signed by Ibrahim Asila, CEO of SARS. This document is admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as LDC/BCC/MC in brackets 1/016. Yes.
Ask the question, please.
Yes. The last question for me is upon the signing of this agreement, you made over 36 million in revenue collection. Is that correct?
No, documented, because their field work revealed
Yes.
that there is 36 million name and address given. But out of that 36, they were able to bring 11 million. So it was down to council staff and that of finance to follow up that indeed they've told us where these people are, who they are, what they do. But still, the revenue is not coming.
The revenue?
The 36 still
Yes.
is not coming. What we have witnessed moving forward, and once we stopped the consultancy, the revenue came down. When we should have, with the requisite staff, we should have taken from where the consultant left and forge ahead. But some of the income that we made from the revenue were cancelled. And again, the staff couldn't go and chase that revenue and bring it.
Council, you may proceed.
Now, the transport allowance. There was a period that a vehicle was hired for you as Director of Finance.
Yes.
Can you please explain that?
Yes. What happened was it was budgeted for when I came in 2021. There was no vehicle for the Director of Finance. And then when the year ended, and we looked at our progress, we looked at the gains that we have registered.
Right.
Still, it was budgeted. Vehicles were budgeted to be procured. The money came, and the time came, and I was given the responsibility to look for a vendor, and I bumped into CF. Sorry, we bumped into CFR, and then they gave us an amicable payment plan for 3 vehicles.
3 vehicles?
Yeah, 3 vehicles.
Right, 3 vehicles. For you, if I ask the Director of Finance?
Yes, the Director of Finance, Operations, and one for the Deputy Mayor.
Okay.
So they gave us I have to communicate. So they gave us a payment plan of 112,000 a month.
A month?
Yes, a month.
For how many years?
Maybe for, I think, 3 years.
Okay.
Yes. So
Correct. 12,000.
yes, I came back. I reported to the CEO that CFR have the vehicles and they are willing to give us a payment plan. I was communicating with one Mr. Mendy, who is there. So we have email communication. I have the reports. I produced them. Then CEO told me yes, but we have to go and speak to the mayor. I said fair enough. So three of us sat, and the CEO told me, "Guy, explain." I say, "I'm not. What am I explaining to? I've reported to you as my CEO of the budget line that we need to work on these vehicles."
Yes.
And then that's when the Lord Mayor interjected and said, "I'm in Harris. We're not buying. We don't have money. We're not buying any vehicle. I have order. I have other priorities from buying vehicles.
I have
I have other priorities. I have other priorities
the priorities then.
Than buying vehicles." I said, fair enough. Then we walked away. Going back to my office, I sat there for some time and I went back to the CEO. Told the CEO, if that is the situation, uh, because all this revenue is here, is in the account, we're going to use it for other priorities, for padians, for the mayor's panel staff traveling, for all these things. As a director of finance, I have not been a minus to council. And I think taking a million, 1 million, or 1.5 million at the time.
3 million.
Yes, 3 million to buy me a vehicle.
3 million.
That's gonna be a council asset. I don't think it's not bad.
3.3.
Yes. But we spoke about it. I told him then if you people are not going ahead with the budgeted item, why can't you rent a car for me? Because I think it's only fitting that after 1 year being here and having produced the results I do, I should be given a vehicle. He told me yes, for that one I think it's okay. I can approve for you a vehicle to be hired for you every month.
How much?
54,000 every week, every month.
Every month.
Every month, yes.
And that went on for how long?
And that went for 6 months.
And that's how much?
It's about 500,000.
324,000.
Yes.
Is it $54,000 a month?
Yes. 54. Yes.
For 6 months.
For 6 months, yes.
That's 324,000, I think. But my issue, Mr. Camara, is that it is not that you don't deserve to have a vehicle. If this is the budget, you should have a vehicle if the money is available, correct? But to hire a vehicle every day for 6 months,
Yes.
that's reasonable?
Yes, no.
No, in a yes and no answer at the same time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because under the circumstances,
Yes.
if this council was struggling, we are all in service.
Yes.
We are all in service. We'll all sacrifice. And I've sacrificed for 1 year.
Yes.
But seeing that revenue that we work very hard to bring to council,
Right.
how it is being spent. Because on my first day here, you asked the question, but we jumped it and then other things go in. How are revenues, how are expenditure of councils controlled?
Yes.
If the revenue comes, the priority is the mayor and her panel and her staff. They will travel with it, they will be paid per day with it, their fuel, their vehicles, their entertainment, and other activities will be done on the revenue. The residue of that revenue, it was goes to payment of salaries and allowances and others. And again, you are here giving your best. At the end of the day, how the revenue is apportioned, how it's being expensed. What is everybody?
I see what you mean by yes, it's reasonable on that part.
Yes.
Looking at it from that angle.
Yes.
And then you know?
Yeah, the no is, as a CEO, if I were a CEO in that capacity, I will walk back to the mayor and say, instead of 3, let's buy 1 for the moment. That will save us because this gentleman deserves a mobility because he stays every day 9 p.m. I leave office. And again, if you go to our governing instruments, which I talked with you earlier on, but we didn't elaborate. The cancer within councils and this commission cannot be timely. This commission is very strategic because it will address the cancers in council. The cancer, the disease in council. And that diseases, you look at this research document that I have worked on since I joined the council.
Yes.
All our governing instruments are not living the realities of our present day.
Why?
For an example, if you look at the finance and accounting manual of local government councils,
yes,
it's 14 years old, 15 years this year.
Yes.
It's not been reviewed. Local Government Act, 22 years, it's not being reviewed.
Yes.
And there are things in these documents that are
there have been several amendments to the act.
You look at the Local Government Finance and Audit Act, it's 20 years old. You look at the Local Government Staff Service Rules, it's 21 years old. Rates Act, 31 years old. The Trade License Act of Bank is 5 years old, which is very recent. The Financial Regulation is 8 years old. The Rent Tribunal Establishment Act is 14 years old. You look at the Bank Closing of Street Act, 110 years old. And the City of Banjul Act, 112 years. So this commission, among other things, I think it's a blessing in disguise. It will come out, and then most of these instruments should be revised to suit our present realities. And again, if you look at this.
Now we will come to that, Mr. Camara.
Yes.
It is true. The fact is, the number of years that you have for a particular enactment or law or act is not by itself the reason as to why it should be termed as outdated. But again, the one word you have said, that is reviewing these laws to see the desirability of certain provisions. You understand? But when I look at the financial manual, and you are a finance director, finance expert, this will come at the tail end of our discussion or our your answers you are providing. But what is there that you think is not really serving the current realities on the ground in relation to the finance and the financial manual of local government area?
Yes, if you look at it, the finance manual only covered a few staffs, the job descriptions of a CEO,
yes,
a director of finance,
yes,
a finance manager,
yes,
and then leaving
senior accounts,
yes, senior accounts,
paying out cash,
yes,
receiving cash, yes,
yes. But again, there are new realities in council.
like
you have the ICT.
The ICT,
yes, forensic accounting, forensic auditing, and you have forensic ICT as per services, because still our manuals are referring to some of our department as Department of Services. Those things are not inclusive.
It has a column for electronic
yes,
payments,
yes,
accounting system.
Yes, and again, you also look at how we present our financial statements, because they are talking about the council's financial statements should be on the IPSAS reporting framework.
It should be on the
IPSAS, IPSAS.
Yes.
Yeah, and again, what we have on the ground is GAAP, generally accepted accounting practices.
Yes.
So there are here and there, but again, reviewing them.
If you look at it,
yes,
it is not perfect.
Yes,
it's not. I'm not by any means trying to say it is perfect. It is nowhere near perfect. We don't seek that it is perfect, but the introductory part tells you that if at all there is the need to deviate from the normal acceptable financial policies, accounting policies, then you recommend, and that may be approved.
Yes. What that deviation?
Yes.
Every council by council
Yes.
cannot be deviated.
Yes.
So the act, even if you deviate, the auditor will come, because I have plenty discussion with auditors.
Yes.
The last time we came.
Deviate with approval.
Yes.
That's what the law says.
Yes. So
Deviation with
yeah,
approval.
but in the spirit of the commission and in the spirit of our law, I think some of the
Let me read to you.
yes.
Recommendation on amendments of the Financial and Accounting Manual. No new instruction, addition, that's 104. Addition or amendment to any existing provision in the manual shall have any force until passed by a resolution of the council members in consultation with the Secretary of State and issued as a circular of amendment slip, a copy of which shall be made available to every accounting officer. There has to be a system of accounting.
Yes.
So you cannot have accounting at will based on how you see the accounting in your own mindset. There has to be a system, approved system, and so deviations must be approved as well.
Yes, that's what we are saying. That's the spirit of discussion, that these things,
Yes.
Once it is reviewed, we can get a step ahead and then move on, because they are instruments that we need to revisit and review.
BCC and Rafaela. What is the relationship between BCC and Rafaela?
The financial, the finance and audit manual of the Finance and Audit Act
2 and 4
said all projects must come to council.
Yes.
Rafaela is a project.
Yes.
And it's not within council.
Right. So what payments we have done to Rafaela?
Yes.
Several payments.
Yes.
Why would they be done made to Rafaela?
The CEO should clarify that. Yes.
CEO should do what?
CEO should clarify why he is paying monies to a project that is subvented or a project that has its own funding.
Why should I ask you that as Director of Finance?
I am in limbo. I am in limbo. I am in limbo about Rafaela. I don't know anything about Rafaela except the name.
Yeah, but you've also authorized payment together with the CEO.
No, I'm not the authorized authority.
Okay, let me not use the word authorized. You've signed the checks because both of you
Yes.
are
Yes.
students of the account.
Yes.
So authorizing is not wrong, because you can try to say you've done it. You have done it in some instance to say I am not going to sign a check
Yes.
of $900,000 because
Yes.
XYZ.
Yes.
That's my point.
Yes, but when I also sat here 2 days that I've met you, I've always chronically documented to you the hurdles that I face in
Absolutely, Mr. Camara. I'm
doing my job. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
And I think the pinnacle of authorization and approval and
rest on the CEO.
When I had these problems of being bypassed from signatures,
Yes.
not seeing checks coming and all that, I went to the minister.
Yes.
Yeah, but all that I got with his blessing was go and keep the peace. With time, everything shall be clear.
So with Rafaela, you were just keeping the peace.
Yes.
But some of the payments were not genuine as far as you're concerned, because there were no legality for those payments.
Yes. In fact, there was no legality. Absolutely, 100%. There should not be any payment paid to Rafaela when Rafaela is maybe richer than bank stick. And the accounts of Rafaela is not brought to council. We are in a dark. We don't know what's up. Maybe the CEO knows about Rafaela. But for me, it's a project fully subvented for. Council shouldn't pay a dime.
Then don't sign the check. You have done that in some occasions. Do you not think, hey, we're not perfect? No one is perfect,
Yes.
Mr. Camara.
Yes.
Sometimes we fight too hard, and sometimes we give in.
Yes.
That's the truth.
Yes.
But where we give in, we admit we could have done better.
Yeah, thank you. I concur.
Yeah.
I concur.
We could have done better. We could have listed one more time, just one more time, every single day. About change.
Yeah, but you can also spend all your life fighting. Sometimes you just need to.
Sometimes you can. I disagree. I think sometimes you can. That's what we get paid to do. So that's what we get paid to do. And It's time?
Yes, leave is a completed
Yes.
stop. Mr. Camara,
Ma,
thank you so much. We
thank you, Ma.
continue tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Camara. You may rise.